transparent, you all, my first 6 months in real estate, I sold one house. Let me repeat, I sold one house and ended up making approximately $3,500 on the sale of that house. What's up, YouTube? It's Jessica Gordon, and this is all about do not quit your job to become a real estate agent. I am not encouraging you to not become a real estate agent, because if that's something that you know that you want to do, then absolutely 100% you should pursue it. But as someone that has been a licensed real estate professional for the last 3 years, I just want to share with you a few tips before you quit your job, because real estate is often very glamorized, and you see the ladies in the suits and the men in the suits and the Benzes and people just doing all of these extravagant things and living this lifestyle. And that is attainable. It does require a lot of hard work, networking, using your sphere of influence, and making sure that you're sharing with everyone that you're a real estate agent. So do not quit your day job, and my reason for that is because real estate up front is very expensive. Okay, you're gonna end up spending a lot of money for your licensing. First of all, you're gonna spend a lot of money to take the test. Okay, the class, the test, as well as getting your license. And so it can become very expensive. And when you are a new real estate agent, yes, there are people that are gonna be willing to help you, support you, because they trust you and they know you. But there's also gonna be another group of people that are gonna choose another real estate agent over you because they have more experience. And so I want you to know this coming in. The first time that someone close to me sold their home with someone else when I was a new agent, maybe my feelings were hurt. And I don't want you to feel that way. It hurt my feelings because in my mind, I'm competent. You know that I have my real estate license, allow me to help you. But the thing is, your people closest to you, they may, one, not want you to know anything about their finances, or they may feel like, oh, well, they're a rookie. I know someone that's been doing this for 20 years. That's who I want to help me buy or help me sell something that is probably the biggest purchase they've ever made in their life. So do not quit your job to be a real estate agent. I just have some notes right here. So certainly, of course, being a real estate agent can be rewarding, right? It's a great career for people. It can provide you with an amazing lifestyle, flexibility. I love that as a real estate agent, I have an opportunity to be at my children's school, do the things that I want to do during the daytime, and I don't have to report anywhere if I don't want to. So real estate is absolutely rewarding, and I enjoy it. But like any other profession, it may not be the right fit for you, or it could be very well the right fit for you. But I don't want you to quit your job yet, because there's also the unpredictability of income. So being very transparent, you all, my first 6 months in real estate, I sold one house. Let me repeat, I sold one house and ended up making approximately $3,500 on the sale of that house. $3,500, 6 months. Baby, yes, like that was overwhelming. And so I'm encouraging you not to quit your current job until you are making the amount of money that you want to make in real estate, because there can be a lot of unpredictable income. One, because you don't know when something's gonna close. If it's new construction, it could have an estimated closing date of, say, September 1st. But something could happen with construction, something could happen with materials, and that home could potentially not close until November 1st. And you're betting on that money to come through September 1st, and you don't see it again till November 1st. How you gonna pay your bills if you quit your job?
What ID you gonna use, Lewis? How you gonna pay for these court fees, Lewis?
I just want you to think about those things, okay? So real estate agents like myself, we work on commission. It is a commission-based business. And with real estate deals, some of them get terminated. Some of them get canceled. Some of them do not happen. I have spent months, y'all, on a deal, a beautiful family, and then the underwriter at the day before closing was just like, well, we need more information about them working in North Carolina because their job was in Washington, D.C. We did not close on that home. They had been under contract for 8 months on that home. So of course my heart goes out to them. I'm feeling terrible, but me talking to you as an agent or potentially wanting to be an agent, yes, I was hurt for that family. I felt terrible. I did everything that I could to try to figure it out. But when it comes to me and you talking about being a real estate agent, I didn't get paid. Baby, I worked for 8 months and did not get paid. Yes, my clients did not get their home, so that was my priority and that's what I focused on. But friend to friend, you want to be a real estate agent, you got to know that some deals are going to get terminated, and you would have worked for months, maybe even longer, depending on what type of deal it is, and you may not get paid. So that is something very important for you to consider before you quit your job, okay? Because you're going to need some funds. All right. Something else, I did Google this information because I was like, why don't other people enjoy being a real estate agent? And something that came up was that it is highly competitive. I don't worry about that, you know what I mean? I think that competition can be a bit fun. The people who want to work with me are gonna work with me, and the people that wanna work with you gonna work with you. Like, I'm cool with that. But when it comes to it being competitive, I can give you an example. That home, when I told you when I first became a real estate agent, that first 6 months and I only sold one house, there were 2 other real estate agents that I knew personally. One girl that I went to high school with, and another gentleman that I just met in the city, in Charlotte or whatever. And she interviewed all 3 of us before she made her decision. So it is competitive, you know what I mean? Like, you're working, one is commission-based, and then there are lots of other real estate agents that could potentially be more appealing to your customers. So don't quit your job. One, if you're not gonna be confident enough to understand that there is competition. I don't see competition as a bad thing. I think that it makes people sit up straight sometimes when they know they got a little competition in the room. In that situation, one of those agents like pulled out the big guns and was doing things that he had not done when he helped this person buy the house. So this person was selling it now, and he just thought he was a shoo-in and was doing things that he wasn't doing and ended up not getting chosen. So competition does not bother me. I hope that it does not bother you. So you need to be mindful of that before you quit your job, that there are many other agents. All right? The initial investment in real estate. I need to pull my numbers and I would love to show you, but you all, I know that my real estate class and book was approximately $600. Then I had to take my real estate exam, and that I know was $64. Then to hang your license with a firm is anywhere from $200 to potentially $500 each month. And that was before any sales, you all. So, you know, it's a investment up front. So that's why I encourage you not to quit your job, because you have to spend money to make money in this industry. You know what I mean? You're gonna want headshots, you're gonna want business cards, you may potentially want a page. Most brokerages are gonna give you a website. You don't have to pay for that specifically out of here for this, but that brokerage is still gonna want your money every month. So initially, the investment is large, easy to get into, but I think it's important for you to maintain some type of income. You know, we know eggs are $6. I just think it's important for you to maintain some type of income if you know that you want to be a real estate agent, because that initial investment is a lot of money, okay? You're gonna want to spend money on memberships, because you're gonna want to be a national, you're gonna want to be a member of the National Association of Realtors. You're gonna want to be a part of your local Realtors Association. Like, each one of these things costs money. Like, I'm gonna pull up my numbers and you'll see, because I know that I spent minimum $3,000 just to hang my license, get my license, and get started. Minimum $3,000. So just be prepared for that initial investment. And that's why I say you gotta have a job, because if you think you're just gonna get into real estate, boom, 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 that's just not what it is. I'm not saying that it's not easy to do, but you also have to have the funds to be able to allow that to be easy to do. Don't quit your job because you need to know if you really like it. You may see something about real estate that catches your eye, or you may think it's one thing. I have had to move couches, clean toilets, drive 2 and 3 hours all around the city, showing 20 houses to one client, and that may not fit what you see or thought of as a real estate agent. So just be mindful that it's not that you need to be mindful that it's time consuming. You really just want to be more mindful of there are lots of pieces that go into it, because each client is so different. I've had buyer clients that, okay, I already know what I want. It has to be in this neighborhood. It has to be this size. We go see one house. They like, oh yeah, I already knew I wanted this. And then I've had other clients that we literally go see 50 houses in 2 weeks, and we driving around. Like, I'm using up all the gas. I'm driving around forever, you know? And so because each person is so different, you have to be prepared for that. And sometimes the stats are people don't stay in real estate because I think that people see it as like glamorous, and you have to know the details in order to be successful. So even the fact that you're watching this, I feel like you're a step ahead. And so stay a step ahead of the game, and don't quit your job until you're making your current salary or more, just to be comfortable. As a real estate agent, I am considered an independent contractor. So every sale that I make or every transaction that closes, when I get paid, that money is not taxed. So it's so important for you to go in with the mentality, because, you know, you sell a $400,000 house, you get 3% on it. Boom, you done made $12,000. Now your brokerage wants 10% of that, or even more, just depends on who you go with. And so now you're down to maybe, let's say you end up with $10,000 after paying all your fees, right? You sold a house, you got 10 bands. You're like, yeah, I'm out here, I love it. You might have paid your brokerage, but you ain't paid Uncle Sam yet. So you have to be fiscally responsible enough, financially responsible enough to put away that 15%, which it may not be all of that you get taxed on, but you have to be fiscally responsible enough to put away money so that you can pay the taxes on it. Because come the end of the year, Uncle Sam gonna want his money, okay? And sometimes he won't have, depending on how much you're really making. And so people, I feel like that's a common misconception where, you know, you rent up these bands, you done made you a 5-figure check on one deal, you blow the whole 10 bands, and now it's income tax time, and you gotta pay Uncle Sam, you gotta pay him that money back. He wants his money. It may not have been taxed up front like your regular paycheck, but they want their money. So that's just something I want you to be mindful of. Your responsibility for legal and ethical issues that may arise. So as a real estate professional, people look to you as a professional, and they're gonna look to you for advice. They're gonna look for you to be knowledgeable. And so if you're ever using the words never, just anything extreme, you're probably telling somebody wrong, and then you could end up in court. I've had to go to court for a deal. I ended up in court, but this was because of a divorce and just them not being able to communicate. It wasn't because of something I said specifically, but there is that legal and ethical responsibility that you have to your clients, and you could end up in court. And so I just think it's so important to be mindful of that you're dealing with a real estate transaction. And so there's always a lawyer. You know, I can say for myself, I did not consider the amount of interaction that I was gonna have with lawyers. Like I'm calling lawyers constantly. Like I'm on the phone with the attorney asking questions, like building a true relationship. And I have attorneys that know me by name because of having to know how to navigate real estate and dealing with these transactions. Just to give you an example, there was a client that ended up accepting an offer on their home. They were selling, accepting an offer from someone with a VA loan. The VA loan had an appraisal, came back $40,000 less. My sellers were not having it, okay? And it turned into a true battle. Thankfully, we never went to court, but we ended up, that transaction ended up being canceled, and I had to find another buyer for my sellers, which I did. But it can, baby, there might be some tears, okay? Like people, your clients, like this, people are depending on the sale of their home or depending on buying their home so that they can move in. So you're gonna be dealing with people's emotions a lot. And like I said, it's so unpredictable that if you're not really ready and willing to deal with the emotions as well as the legal and ethical issues, you definitely want to keep your job. All right. Sometimes it can be inconsistent. Your workload can be inconsistent. And I say that because in life or throughout a year, sometimes my phone is blowing up. When it comes to like spring and summer, my phone is blowing up. People want to talk. People want to move in. People want to find somewhere to live before their children get back into school. Then when it becomes around the time of the year for Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, I hear less from people about buying a home because they're focused on their families and vacations and holiday shopping. So it can be very inconsistent. So if you're used to getting paid once a month, twice a month, in real estate, it can be very inconsistent. It's just very up and down. Something else I want you to consider before you quit your job is the administrative responsibilities. So there is paperwork, there is record keeping, there is marketing, and those things are a necessity for you to be a successful agent. Yes, you can hire someone, but you gotta be making the money to hire someone to be your transaction coordinator. I did not hire my first transaction coordinator, you all, until my second year in real estate, which that was soon, but I'm also a mother. I'm also running other businesses, working other jobs. So I said all of that to say, do not quit your job to become a real estate agent, because you want to make sure that you have the income that you need to be comfortable, to be well, to live the way that you want to live. I don't like when people paint a picture that real estate is this glamorous job, because it can be fun. Don't get me wrong. I love it. When I make that 5-figure check, baby, I'm thrilled too. But as I've shared so many different things with you, I just hope that you consider, before you quit your job, keep your job until you're making the money that you truly want to make. If this video helped you out at all, please subscribe, like, comment. What questions do you have about real estate? This is year 3 for me. I have been pretty successful and would love to share anything that you would like to know about. So just let me know. Again, just do it. Subscribe, like, and comment. Talk to you all soon.